Hi everyone, I'm Sloan from SloanBella.com and I'm back with another astrology video. This one is on the 12th and final sign of the natural wheel of the zodiac, the mutable water sign of Pisces, occupying the 12th house of the natural wheel of the zodiac, whose mascot is the two fish swimming in a continuum into eternity until they're absorbed into the oneness of the universe, both in a very spiritual sense and in a very literal sense, which makes Pisces a totally absorbent sign. What do I mean by that? Whatever goes on around them, the Pisces person will feel it, hear it, and see it. They are basically a high-level empath. And for all the Pisces people born under the sun sign of Pisces, as in your birthday is a Pisces, you will actually have the combination of the 11 other signs absorbed into your energy. Pisces radiates everything. There is no one color for Pisces. There is no one expression for Pisces because it is all and everything. That's what its mascot represents, the continuum of life, birth, death, rebirth, life, etc. So it is a continuum of energy. Now, Pisces is such an absorbent sponge that they need to be careful of what and whom is around them in every situation, at the mall, in the car, next to them in the car, at work, in the drive-thru, at the gym, with their boyfriend, with the boyfriend's family. Doesn't matter. Pisces will feel everything. The ruling planet of Pisces is Neptune. Neptune is a spiritually fluid, illusionary, glamorous, dramatic, of service in a spiritual way, but also delusionary planet. So when Neptune shows up or a Pisces energy shows up, we're never really quite sure if the presentation is authentic or not because they're coming at it from a different expression. It is not like its opposition, the mutable earth sign of Virgo, which is 6 months across in the natural calendar year. Now, if a Pisces cannot handle their environment, they will operate off of their opposition. It's a balance, and they will work from that perspective in order to hide their feelings. Pisces is like a raw nerve. If anybody has ever had a toothache that's really, really bad, Pisces feels the environment around them like an open nerve needing a root canal before you've taken the antibiotic to stop the pounding headache and just the wincing pain that goes through your whole body if you've ever had that kind of pain. That's how Pisces lives on this earth. It doesn't sound particularly fun. No, it doesn't. Pisces is in an octave that is of spiritual service to mankind and to those around them. So your Pisces people are operating off of a spiritual continuum. Now, we live on Earth, so that can be very difficult for them, and it can be very hard for them to negotiate the day-to-day stuff that we all have to deal with. So for Pisces, the energy around them is intense in any given moment. Now, things that we know from the 12th house, which is so Piscean. Okay, let's look at it this way. The 12th house in the natural wheel of the zodiac is the house of self-undoing. It's the house of past lives. It's the house of hidden addictions. And it is the house of hidden enemies. Now, the 12th house also is stuff that is behind the scenes, just behind the scenes in the astral levels or on the spiritual side. So your Pisces people have that with them everywhere they go. So they're very aware of the undercurrent of energy around them. Now, here's the interesting thing. They can be so aware of that energy, they make the best and most manipulative sign of the zodiac. I know, I'm going to get a lot of flack for that. But Pisces can use their pain and their sorrow and the fact that they're absorbing your energy to actually turn that around and manipulate you with it. This would be probably if they were a Pisces child or you're married to a Pisces who doesn't want to give up the illusion of who they are. So they hide behind this persona, which is basically distraction. I guess it is illusionary in so many senses, but it is also a spiritual warrior. So when a Pisces is playing in their game, when a Pisces is at the top of their game, they can actually help humanity. I know that that's probably an oxymoron to say if you've looked at humanity lately. Pisces is the sign that is spiritually directed to be of service. So your Pisces people are the ones that will be hospice nurses. They will be the people that stop on the 405 freeway. And if you've ever been in California, you know what kind of hell that freeway is. I love to reference it because it's just, Google it, it's just hell. But these Pisces people will pull their car into the middle of the road to protect a squirrel running across the freeway, which I don't know why a squirrel would be out there, because it'd be dead before it hit the middle of the road. But your Pisces people will stop and they will help the squirrel off the road, even to their own peril. This is the Pisces energy. They understand that they're fluid. They are both physical and spiritual. So they are of spiritual service. Virgo is of service, but it is of earthbound service. So Pisces comes in where Virgo translates to the earth. Pisces brings that texture, that God into the day-to-day life. And as such, you can have a lot of people that join cults. Pisces can be easily led through their spirituality to connect with other spiritual people when they feel it's for a higher-minded reason. And as such, this can lead them into the world of cults or joining groups of people that appear one way, but it's an illusion, and therefore the expression is really hidden. So Pisces will often mirror the bad unspiritual qualities in the people around them. So when you look at a Pisces person, they will attract some of the oddest, strangest, meanest, cruelest, messed up little souls running around on earth in order to reflect back to those souls. So if I were to explain it as a texture, Pisces is the obsidian mirror of the zodiac that stands forth in order to show you how your behavior is not spiritual. It's a huge burden for Pisces people. They are never quite easily maneuvering through this life because of the karmic responsibility. When you come in as a Pisces, you've agreed to do some spiritual work, no matter what you say. And Pisces has this beautiful Neptunian quality of being absolutely luminescently spiritual and hardcore manipulative drug addict. It's kind of either or. So if a Pisces is too hurt, too rejected, or too in pain from absorbing the Earth's energy, you're going to find yourself a rip-roaring, amazing drug addict. I mean, they're going to overachieve at the addiction like nobody's business. As far as addiction goes for Pisces, now your typical, your heroin, your cocaine, your alcohol, Pisces loves all of this. The water signs do love to drink, so keep that in mind. But Pisces addiction in a chart, where your Pisces shows up, if you have addictive qualities, you are actually a foodie. You didn't expect me to say that. You expected me to say something else really weird. But Pisces rules food addiction. Cancer and Virgo also have a place in the food addiction category, but differently. Cancer will not be able to digest and will have stomach issues due to the emotions around them. So you'll hear Cancer saying, I ate that, my stomach's not okay, I can't digest, I have a lump in my stomach, oh my God, my stomach. Virgo has bowel issues, okay? So you know where I'm going with that. So Virgos will get on to some crazy fad diet like, let's only eat shrimp and potatoes for like 5 years. That's a Virgo quirk. You'll see it. Your really, really, really fastidious vegans probably have some Virgo in there because it's so precise and it's down to the point. Pisces is like, oh my God, how do I stop myself from feeling, I think I'll have 4 cheeseburgers with a large fries, please. Now, I admit, I can go Pisces at times when I'm going through the In-N-Out drive-through. I can totally be a Pisces. I can say, can you add 2 extra fries to that? But I try not to operate off of that. So Pisces is your food addiction. And when you see it, a Pisces moon, a Mercury in Pisces placed in a hidden position in the chart, in your 8th house, in your 12th house, even in your 4th house, this can lead to the person that thinks and talks about food. Hopefully their genetics don't push them in the wrong direction with that thought. And your Pisces rising. Now your Pisces rising people can get quite heavy. They can be really, really heavy because they're looking at themselves from a spiritual perspective. I wish I had that in me, but I got the Leo vanity, so I can only go spiritual so far before I stop eating, because I can see myself in the mirror. Pisces cannot. They will continue to do whatever. And this can go the other way too. They can diet to the extremes where they don't think that they're dieting, where they don't see it. They're just like, I'm fine. And you're looking at them going, oh my God, you've lost too much weight. This is Pisces. It can be the rejection of food. So it's the overindulgence or the rejection, depending on how they feel emotionally. Your Pisces moon people, now the moon in the astrological chart is your emotions, the way you express yourself in an emotional way, but it is also the way that your mother raised you. Depending on the aspects to your moon sign and the conjunctions, which would be an aspect, the house placement of the moon, if it is in Pisces, this will give you different textures to that Pisces moon. Your Pisces moon people are exceptionally musical. They are your musicians. They eat, breathe, and sleep music. Even if they work at the local garage, they will have music on all day because they're able to feel it. Now keep in mind, music is a spiritually energetic vibration. So when we hear music, it takes us out of the earth realms and puts us into a spiritual sense. I guess it could depend on what kind of music you're listening to. Operatic, classical, heavy metal, wouldn't do that maybe. The musical tone and the vibration is picked up by the Pisces moon person. So Pisces is extremely artistic and creative and often finds itself in a struggle between the day-to-day world and the spiritual world, which is the creative world, the essence of creativity. So your Pisces kind of walk this earth between the two sides: birth, death, rebirth, spiritual, and earthbound. So the non-spiritual and the spiritual. Pisces contains all of this in their life. Now I want you guys to look at your chart. I want you to look and see the placement of your sun sign if you are a Pisces. Because as I've said, I've been kind of building up to this in all the videos, but regardless of your sun sign, if you're a Pisces sun and it's placed in the 8th house of Scorpio, that gives it a different tone. If it's placed in the 4th house of Cancer, that gives it a different tone. If your Pisces is placed in the opposition 6th house of Virgo, that gives it a different tone. So you need to know where your sun is placed, which house position. The moon sign is your Pisces moon, where it is and what are the aspects. And if you are a Pisces rising, your expression is probably truly authentic Pisces. Because remember, the rising sign is the mask that we wear to the world. It's how we're comfortable. So the Pisces rising person will present themselves in a spiritual manner and will often act as a victim savior, which is also another Pisces trait. So they are the victim and the savior, the mirror to the behavior of others, giving them the victim tone, and then the savior to those that are less fortunate, giving them the spiritual bent. So Pisces has this continuum on both sides. It's a very, very fluid and effervescent sign. It's one of my favorites when it's not messing with my head. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on the mutable water sign of Pisces. And once again, my name is Sloan.